Nothing wrong with it. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
And welcome.
Thank you. To OST.
OST, what the fuck does that mean? Nobody knows.
No one knows actually yet. It stands for original soundtrack, but what it means.
Not on this show, though.
What in the context of our show, though. Original surviving tarantula.
What was the original thing? 'Cause we needed a snappy. This is the name of the brand new obscure fucking show.
What do you mean? We didn't have one.
We did. It was
like wasn't it like
something. Something talk. The T was talk.
The T was talk. So what was it? Just like. It might have just been original sound talk.
No, it couldn't have been.
No. So the concept of the show is, because no one else does really talk about this, we're going to talk about soundtracks, original soundtracks. They're of the original variety, soundtracks of the original flavor, in like games and films and TV and there isn't anything.
I think we should
else.
specify something.
What's that?
The difference between a soundtrack and a score.
Yeah. See, yeah. The score is technically like the orchestral music made for it. That's a score. However, the term original soundtrack has just been how I always knew it, and that is a score technically, but a soundtrack.
It's a lot of semantics.
Yeah, without the word original on it, a soundtrack just becomes like okay, Guardians of the Galaxy has a soundtrack.
It has both.
It has both. It has a score and a soundtrack, but it has an original soundtrack as well, just a soundtrack. The soundtrack just being like the songs that play in it. Yeah.
Well, all you soundtrack newbies out there, you probably associate soundtrack with did I just use the word newbies?
Yeah, you did.
I meant to say normies.
I just thought you were being a dick. You probably associate of like fucking Suicide Squad and shit like that. But that was music.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction. Yeah, that kind of thing. But that's
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well, that technically is a soundtrack. It's not what we're talking about, because we're talking about an original soundtrack. It's just how I always knew it. Like the first fucking.
There is a mesh though. There is an overlap.
Yeah, there is an overlap. Like, I don't know, Django Unchained actually has both going on in its soundtrack.
Yeah.
So that's you'll figure it out.
A lot of media tends to have a score for a lot of the film, and then when they want to have a really memorable moment, they might incorporate a song that has already been made, and they're just using it, like a famous.
Because they're like, wow, this is fucking epic. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah, epic, my dudes.
There was just a really faint squeak in the background.
I was gonna say, did you? Was that outside?
Yep.
That was weird.
Some bird or some shit.
I thought it might be a chair.
Nope.
So, now that we've covered that, hopefully you all understand. I was gonna specify why. I mean, I've always called it like soundtrack because the first like soundtrack purchase I ever made was a track from Halo 3, and it was called the Halo 3 original soundtrack. It was Halo 3's original soundtrack, so that's why it was new. Just soundtrack. Yeah.
You want to know my first soundtrack purchase?
What was it?
It was pretty cheeky, actually.
Oh.
I don't know if I've ever actually told this story on this channel before.
Oh, hang on.
I may have.
We talked about it recently, didn't we?
We did talk about it recently, but I can't remember if we'd recorded it or not.
Because you got it in your mum's Amazon or something.
Yeah, I used my mum's Amazon account to buy the WALL-E soundtrack.
Yeah.
Or WALL-E, whatever you want to call it. Because I liked it so much. And being an absolute moron, didn't cross my mind that as soon as you order anything on Amazon, you get an email. So 5 minutes after ordering it, it was like a digital download as well. My mum comes rushing into my room. Alex, what have you done here? I'm sorry, Mum, I never thought you'd find out. And of course, you can't really get a refund, so...
She just had to enjoy it too.
Yep.
And you probably all really liked it. Maybe.
I think I was the only one that listened to it, probably. Wonderful score, that one.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it in a long time, though. This is one of those ones, because I haven't watched the film in so long, that I just haven't got around to listening to the soundtrack from it yet.
I figured because this is like the first one, and there's no feedback to work off of.
Yeah.
It's sort of a thing that needs to. The first one needs to go out there first.
Before any. Yeah. Proof of concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if everyone fucking hates it,
Well, fuck them. We're gonna do it anyway.
Because like it's just like
for both cameras.
We're at a point now of pop culture where we can have shows that are about something so specific,
Such a niche,
such a ridiculous niche,
because
and still have a bit of an audience for it.
See, what kind of prompted this? I mean, we talk about how people never talk about the use of music, or rarely do you hear someone considering the use of music. When say someone's reviewing a game, this is the one I always go to.
Yeah,
is games. They don't seem to talk about the soundtrack unless it's like a really, really on the nose. Boop, there it is. Sort of thing.
Yeah. It's sort of a little meme between us. Like, a few months ago, it was trending on Twitter. Guardians of the Galaxy 2's score was being recorded by an orchestra.
And they were like, wow, look at this epic score. And it was just like an orchestra in a room. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with an orchestra. Everyone loves orchestras.
In a recording kind of studio, a hall, more like. But it was just a really generic, boring, flat Marvel score. But of course, people are like, wow, epic. And it's like, normies. Newbies.
It's just
the newbies.
Like, there's this fine line you have to tread with something like this to just not be the most pretentious cock.
But like, it just is. It's really, it was just fucking...
There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, flat and generic. Like every Marvel score. Soundtrack, whatever. Come at me. We're going to flip-flop between the two words, probably, I expect. But just know... Because
they're like synonymous for each other.
We just mean the orchestral bit unless we specify otherwise. Okay? It's going to be obvious. Like, you talk about a film or a game that doesn't have, like, music.
Yeah.
Conventional music or whatever.
We've actually... I've been thinking about a lot of the times we're sent in questions for the other podcast. The Jarcast.
The Jarcast?
Yeah.
Fuck off. What were you saying?
There have been a lot of questions over the weeks, or even years at this point.
Yeah.
Of people actually asking this question: what are your favourite soundtracks?
But we probably have answered them before, like
a long time ago.
But then we're just like, we're not answering again then.
Yeah.
Even though that's like twattish, and you should probably update it every 6 months, or just do a video on it.
Yeah.
Like we're doing now. I mean, your top 5 soundtracks or whatever don't tend to change once they're sort of established. It's rare.
It has to be something pretty good.
Yeah, it's rare that one knocks one out of the list. Should we move into that a bit, or was there something else I need to say? I was probably talking about something, and you fucked me. You fucking sabotaged whatever I was talking about.
I made it better. Made it 100% better.
Whatever. We're just gonna go in because this is the first one. No, you're talking about this has been the first one. You got to prove. Yeah. Because it's the first one, obviously, and we've had no sort of like people saying, "Oh, talk about this, talk about that." We just figured we'd do we haven't had, we're not going to jump into let's review this. I mean, there's nothing's fucking come out to be honest lately that's even worth talking about.
No.
Shots fired at Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda, not the song by Gorillaz.
Yeah.
Do like our top 5 soundtracks in one list for films, one list for games, respectively. I'm not doing it in an order because
we should just cover all the questions that people always ask.
Yeah.
Just to get it in the first episode, so then you can say, "Go watch the first episode. It's out the way now."
Yeah. There we go. So I'm gonna just go straight in. One of my favorite soundtracks in video games, I always go on about, is Skyrim. It's fucking excellent.
The Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
The Elder Scrolls. Are you laughing? Are you mocking me?
No. It was actually on my list too.
Yeah. I knew it would be. That's why
I didn't know if it was in my top 5 though.
I just put it there because when I was scrolling through my iTunes, and I thought, this one isn't there because it's still it's got hundreds of plays between all the tracks across my iTunes, hundreds of plays, thousands even probably at this point.
Well, here's where the debate is going to begin, because Skyrim has an epic sweeping score.
Yeah.
But the question is, out of these lists that we're going to go down, I think that the best ones will actually be the ones that are weaved more into the way it's used in what it's from.
So I think that's probably why I said it first, because if I was going to give it a number, I would give it number 5, probably. But the rest, I don't know if I could. Maybe I can order them. We'll see. We'll see how I feel as we're going. Maybe at the end, I'll give them a quick order.
Because Skyrim's score is like sweeping.
I mean, yeah, I wrote down more than just 5. So like, we've got plenty to talk about.
Skyrim's score is fitting.
It's impressive how it's completely random when the tracks that everyone likes the most, the ambient. I say ambient. It's a bit more than ambient, but it's mixed in with the ambience of the game.
Yeah.
Or it's a part of it.
It's calming.
It just it just plays whenever. You'll just be walking around and oh, that's that one. That's played before. It just plays then. So there's never like it's a moment you have that you have in the game. You're wandering around on your own. You're like, wow, this song's really good. This is really nice. This is so cool. I'm exploring this big world. And there's some really good ones. Maybe we'll say them for any of you enthusiasts. Say some of the the one. I remember the one that we first tuned into at the time. We knew it as Day 8 because it hadn't been officially released. So people were just ripping it from the game, and it's called Far Horizons. Anyone that's played Skyrim, mate, what if we get a few people into soundtrack now because they start paying attention to it?
That's what you want, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get this weird little niche of people in the corner.
Because I've always played it. I remember when I was a child, Mario games and Sonic games and shit. Even in those, I always noticed the music.
There comes a certain point where you either start noticing it or you don't. And chances are, if you don't at a certain age, you're probably not going to. It's not going to be something that's important to you if you don't notice it at a certain age.
It's just all coming back to me now. Like in Super Mario Sunshine, there are songs that I will never forget from it. Just tunes I'll never ever ever forget, because obviously old Mario followed this it was like catchy thing, repeat it, and maybe layer it and change it a little bit as it goes through. God,
here's the thing about scores and soundtracks and whatever. Is you may say this is way too niche. This is something it's not important, really.
But
here's the thing, though.
You're gonna say, I know exactly what you're gonna say. So,
music in media dictates basically every emotion you feel. The way it's used is one of the most important storytelling aspects.
When I was talking to my mum, I was like, oh yeah, we've got this new idea we're going to do. I just said that. I was like, every moment, in every sad, happy, whatever moment you've ever felt in a film, it's going to be because of the music or the lack of music.
Yeah. Lack of being,
because usually it's in comparison, in reflective of the fact that there was music beforehand, not just there was no music the whole way.
The way music is used, basically. And being silence can be a choice.
Yeah.
Like an emotive choice, like the film Silence barely has any music in it at all. Because the film's fucking called Silence. It was that kind of thing. I remember when I first watched the behind the scenes of The Lord of the Rings, I got to the part where Peter Jackson was talking about the score of the movie, and he really hammered that point down, saying this is what really hammers all the emotional bits in. That score.
Yeah, every moment you think Lord of the Rings, immediately I'm thinking of the no. That's it.
The Hobbit theme, all that shit. Whenever anything sad or happy happens.
Oh yeah, concerning Hobbits, that's the ultimate happy sad scene, because you just know when you're watching it, shit's gonna go so wrong in about 25 minutes.
Yeah, and I thought that was a really good point you made. It's always stuck since then.
Yeah,
because you don't really think about it. It's just a successful soundtrack a lot of the time is not noticeable in the way that you're just so absorbed into what's going on that it's like a cherry on top.
Yeah,
it's like the accoutrement.
It's like, I remember you're watching a scene, let's say I don't know, a recent cinema example of a soundtrack that I regard quite highly, The Martian. Just completely switched now. We've gone from game to film immediately, but I have to know because this is what we're talking about. You're watching a scene and you're watching it happen, and it takes maybe like a minute, and then you notice, oh, there's this song playing as well that's really good. But I was engrossed in the good film part, and now there's this, this is even better.
Yeah.
Wow.
The thing with it, the way it's used in, I think, movies specifically, is it can't be too overpowering.
No.
You can't notice it over what is happening.
It has to complement.
This is my problem with Hans Zimmer, which might be controversial because I know a lot of people love Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
But a lot of his scores, recent ones, I'm thinking Interstellar, Batman v Superman, it's a bit overbearing.
It is. Yeah.
It's doing all the work. It's doing all the heavy lifting, where nothing else is, the characters you don't care about. Everything else is flat.
So
everything's being conveyed through the soundtrack.
Which, which is obviously it's pretty impressive that he does that. I guess with no attachment to any of the fucking characters and shit. He makes you sort of feel something in the scene because of what he's done. But yeah, it's
like a falsified intensity though. Like I'm thinking about, it's not tense because you care about the people and what they're doing and why that's important. It's just intense because it's loud.
Yeah,
and you don't have a chance to even.
Yeah, it's loud because da-da, da-da.
Yeah.
Because of the Dark Knight, for example.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the.
Well, it's Hans Zimmer's fault that every score now is all the time in every film.
There's obviously there's certain exceptions to where the soundtrack is meant to be. The main, there's the chase scene in Inception, Mombasa.
Mm-hmm.
That
That's a good one.
it's a fucking chase scene.
Yep.
So of course, there is no dialogue. It's just Leo running, and it looks good.
Well, I think it was the Inception trailer for Inception, whatever, that started that
set the tone
thing in everything.
Yeah,
type shit.
Maybe we should get back to what we were talking about before.
Let it flow.
Something about. I don't know, because I like going through my list of the sort of ones that I like the most.
Going back to Skyrim then.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Because you started with Skyrim, didn't you?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's
one criticism of Skyrim I have is it has the ambient stuff down.
But
the
fucking
adventure exploration stuff's perfect.
Yeah, it is perfect as well. There's not a lot better.
But when it comes to the other things, it's a bit more. I just picture a bear running at me, a poorly animated bear running at me. It's just that one. It's just horrible. There is the one truly epic,
which is Dragon Ball, which is something everyone knows. I'm not going to sing it. I will not.
Nope.
No.
Don't want to wind up on a Kringo compilation.
Exactly.
We did an old blab once where we were all fucking humming and shit, and people were like, "Wow, this is the cringiest thing I've ever seen."
That's probably because you made us do it. You're like, "No, we have to." It's feels like one of those things that you would have said, "No, we're doing it for this video. You've got to do it." This
is my mum's crochet, by the way. It's nice to cuddle.
I'm not a fucking pussy. I don't need crochet. I don't need cuddles from crochet.
It's just nice because you're leaning back in these chairs. It's nice to have something for your fingies to do, twiddle on the crochet.
So anyway, I'm not sure if I have much more to say about Skyrim, because obviously this is the first episode. So it was meant to be a big fucking talk about everything.
Another criticism I have of it: reuses a lot of film scores from the previous games, just redone again.
Oh yeah.
Oblivion, Morrowind, a lot of the same themes. Sorry.
Yeah, it does do that. It just got progressively better orchestrated.
Yeah.
As in, I don't think it was until Skyrim. I don't think it was.
Probably not. Wouldn't have thought so.
That's something. We should maybe do that in a video, like MIDI versus actual score orchestras, because I don't want to go in on it too much, but fucking it is MIDIs, isn't it? You call them MIDI files, yeah. Like Twilight Princess.
Or just any game from the generation that couldn't fit the sound files required.
Yeah,
for
horrible MIDI
big orchestrated scores.
Yeah, but it's just, it annoys me though when games still do it sometimes. It's just a shame actually, because with Twilight Princess, one of my go-to ones as an example, has the really grand Hyrule field, but it's a fucking MIDI thing. But that came out in the same era as Super Mario Galaxy. Yes, I know it came out on launch, but still, some boys find it strange.
For me, orchestra is at the top.
Yeah,
you just can't beat a sweeping orchestra.
No,
it's not always fitting. You're not going to have an orchestra in your drama, your
Yeah.
personal drama about like one or two people or something, that would be
Mhm.
weird. But as far as, you know, sweeping scores, orchestra, you can't beat.
Yeah. So I want to talk about Halo 3 now.
Go ahead.
Because Halo, obviously, Halo 1, 2, and 3 borrow a lot from each other.
Mhm.
Well, Halo 2 borrowed from 1, and then 3 borrowed from just all of them.
Yeah.
It's like the encompassing. This is everything now into one game. All the themes like that Marty came up with, Marty and Michael. Martin O'Donnell, Mike Salvatore, you know, put their names in there. Came up with, you know, made it into Halo 3. So I figured, well, if I'm going to choose one of the Halo soundtracks, I'll choose 3 because it's all of them. Then that was like the encompassing. There it is. That one final effort, everyone knows that. The Warthog Run, as it's known to others as well.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it. It was the first, like, you know, track that I bought that was soundtrack. I paid for it on iTunes when I was 12, I think. Yeah, I was 12. Before that, you know, when you're younger, I had a computer, so if I wanted to listen to certain things, I'd go on YouTube and just search it. Like, I liked listening to Zelda music and shit. I think when I was younger, I liked listening to it sometimes. Cause, I don't know, quite strong memories, I guess, attached to each of those things.
Here's the thing about the Halo scores. All of the Bungie Halo scores are excellent.
Mm-hmm.
They're all so well done because Marty O'Donnell
And they're all
just understands music.
and they're all perfectly used, all of them.
And the great thing about them is they're so unconventional.
Mm-hmm.
They're so weird and different, and you look at the cover of a Halo game and it's got this guy in power armor.
Yeah,
And what do you
basically
picture?
a robot man.
You just picture, like, you know, a generic, whatever, forgettable,
Pew pew.
serviceable thing.
Yeah, and then, you know, Halo 3. In fact, all of them. Halo 1. I don't remember Halo 2's like main menu. I don't remember it because I only played Halo 2, like the original Xbox version of it. I only played it once, so I don't remember what it was there. But Halo 1, you go on it immediately. It was the like chanting, is like a monk kind of sound of shit. My dad always referred to it as monk music.
It's Catholic, like
choral
church music and stuff. Yeah. Quite ethereal.
Yeah, that you're met with that immediately, and then it turns into the iconic Halo drums. Immediately, and then that, you know, that stuck with people forever.
Even if you
weren't expecting that,
if you've never given it even a listen, because you just think it's nerd,
hang on,
dumb.
Halo 1, the soundtrack was orchestrated, wasn't it? Was it?
I really don't know.
I can't
for that one
remember.
It doesn't sound all MIDI.
No, compressed. Shit. It doesn't sound compressed.
Yeah, it doesn't sound compressed.
And that was on. So I guess no. Yeah, you said it was before that. I mean, Nintendo had no excuse, really, did they? They just didn't. They didn't.
Well, here's the thing about orchestras, though: they're incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
Every instrument has someone playing it, and they have to be paid for it.
And then so whatever. So Halo 1 and then Halo 2 I don't remember, and Halo 3 the same thing. The main menu immediately you met with Never Forget was one of them. Just dropping these names, people, so they can kind of know what I'm talking about. Or it would be, there were a few actually that would be on the main menu. But Halo 3 soundtrack, I mean, every fucker and their mum has played Halo 3 at this point. So probably heard most of it.
There are people out there that won't have heard it or listened to it just purely because they don't like Halo, maybe what it represents. But I do urge you, if you're interested in music, for this kind of genre, just search like Halo 3 soundtrack or something, or even because I didn't put Halo 3, I put ODST as my one.
I thought about that because technically it's really impressive, that one. But Halo 3 just has all those really, really memorable themes. Yeah, that I couldn't not.
ODST is quite jazzy.
It is. It literally is jazzy. Yeah. See, I actually just wrote down. I started writing them down in a list of Halo soundtracks, and I just put in brackets separate video. I can't. Do it.
Had such a. It's this thing that's lost now. This strong sense of identity.
Yeah.
And mostly because the music.
Yeah. Halo had it all the way up to Halo Reach. Had the identity. Even in Halo 4, it hadn't quite lost it yet. We're getting there.
Sort of had.
I just remember they hadn't bastardized like Chief and Cortana and shit quite so much by that point.
Yeah.
But that's something else. We've got to stay on the music side.
I feel like Halo comes up like every episode of
every
anything
time we talk
do.
about anything, it's going to be Halo.
It devolves into Halo
like,
every time.
Man, Halo was such a disappointment now, isn't it? Yeah, and that's it. Then we rag on it for like 10 minutes, and what are we doing? Oh, the cameras have gone out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halo did have a really strong sense of identity, which is gone, and that was pretty much down to the. Well, it wasn't just down to the music, but the music certainly helped. It was like that kind of music they used in Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, Reach, couldn't have been in Halo 4 or 5 because the games are just so not what the others were. Just so not. I wonder if anyone will get annoyed by that.
By what? Mentioning Halo all the time?
No, I mentioned Halo like 4 and 5. I don't think so. I think everyone unanimously agrees Halo 4 and 5 are shit. So
Yeah.
I think we're safe there.
Yeah.
Don't tell us in the comments if you disagree. Hey.
Actually do, though.
You actually do, though. Be curious.
We forgot to mention there's probably going to be a Reddit thread.
Oh, yeah.
That's
be set up by someone. This is going on a long time. We're meant to blast through this a lot quicker than we have. Blasting through our lists. How fucking long are these going to be now?
I like keeping it to about 30 minutes. But, we didn't finish it. We can just continue it another time. I quite like just bringing one up, discussing it naturally instead of just, welcome to IGN. At number 5, we've got this one.
Because
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
And at number 4, we got this one.
It's even better.
If we had one word to use to describe it, it would be
epic.
Epic.
Epic. Yeah, YouTube. Halo, good. Halo soundtrack's good.
Halo, good.
I mean, even Halo 4 and 5, they technically have good soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just not as good. And they're also not used. Well, no, Halo 4 does actually have moments. Halo 5 soundtrack is used appallingly. Like, they have all these good tracks, even tracks that are like a referential of old themes from Halo 1, 2, and 3. But they're not used with anything, so no one remembers it.
Mm.
So, yeah. Very listenable, though. Still. Considering I don't like Halo 5, but I still listen to the soundtrack.
That says something.
That does say something. Kazuma Janucci, hopefully I pronounced it correctly, is a talent. So, good for him. I mean, I'm just going through my list here. So far, we've probably been like, it's on the same thread.
Well, yeah,
So
I got
the
something
next
to add to any of these.
I had another one, was, I said Mass Effect 1. If I had to choose any for Mass Effect, it's Mass Effect 1 soundtrack, of course.
Definitely.
I mean, 2 is good. Does have a good one. Still has its synthy, sort of moody tones to it that Mass Effect 1 did have in place.
We're removing
the credits music.
No.
That's not what I'm talking about.
We're removing like the quality of the thing itself, like as a product. Like,
yeah.
Like Mass Effect 1 would not be my favorite of the trilogy. I'm just prefacing in the same way that. Like,
oh no. Yeah, I mean it's different. Like with Mass Effect 1, the cameras have both just stopped.
Wow.
I better get them started again.
Bitches be snitches and snitches be bitches. Make sure you cut that out. Very offensive.
What was that? Leave it in. Bass boost it. Alright. That was an epic clap.
Bit better.
Epic. Christ. Mass Effect 1, yeah, because I suppose for us, you know, I still look at it and like it, and I could probably still play it if I really had to. But it is obviously. I could do it. Easy. Easy peasy.
Another one with an identity.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mass Effect had a sound.
An identity that it actually managed to maintain.
Yeah.
Even in 3 where the soundtrack got a bit more generic-y in places.
Well, a nice thing Mass Effect 3 did was all throughout the game they called back musically with themes from Mass Effect 1.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Or do. I mean, I've been playing it, so.
Mm-hmm.
Mass Effect 1 is it is a sci-fi synthy.
It was doing the
adventure.
synth thing before it was cool to do the synth thing.
Yeah, because I suppose the synth thing had obviously been around when it was just what you did, the 80s,
Yeah.
and the 90s.
It's never like
And then it went
gone
on- yeah,
away.
Never gone away, but it just wasn't like the only thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because then people started doing other things, and then Mass Effect 1 started doing this. I mean, I doubt there were many other games really that were doing it. I don't know about the early Deus Ex games. Obviously, Deus Ex did start doing that though, but I just don't know about the early ones.
Well,
so I
you know,
can't say.
it kind of is. Synth is kind of synonymous with science fiction.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
just don't know yeah. So, Mass Effect 1, excellent soundtrack. If you can, I mean, some people don't. I mean, like Jamie, for example. Yeah, I suppose a lot of people watching this will have watched Jar Media. Another member of Jar Media, he doesn't like some of the stuff from Mass Effect 1 because of
what it reminds him of in the game.
Yeah. So I'm trying to work out whether this is one of those ones you could listen to if you didn't associate
Certain
bits from
themes
the game.
you could
There are
listen
certain
to
ones,
the
yeah.
main theme. You could listen to like the space theme thing when you're
Yeah.
looking at the map, the galaxy map.
It's Uncharted World, something's called. Everyone, the galaxy map music from Mass Effect. There's also, I mean, there's one I always think of, Noveria, which is sounding quite weird actually, Noveria. But
A lot of it's almost quite experimental in a way. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's very strange.
it is.
It's
strange.
alien sounding, which is
Yeah, it
the
is,
exact
it's-
sound
yeah.
you want.
It is really strange actually. That's why I'm finding it hard to even describe,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't hum it because it's impossible for a lot of it.
No, because it's such heavy synth.
So I'm actually struggling to talk about it, but it's like Noveria, for example, is that opens with this just weird, repetitious. I don't know
You
how.
just have to listen to it.
Yeah, you can't describe the sound. It's not human, so
Yeah.
I can't do it. The Mass Effect theme is it's actually quite traditional. The theme,
Mm-hmm.
but it opens on that. It
Got
opens on
loads
that dark, synth thing that everyone associates
It's
with
all
it.
synth, isn't it? It's all like electronic at least.
No, well, there's obviously some violins rolled in there, some string section
Mhm.
rolled in. Trying to think. Yeah, it's all really good actually. Spectre Induction's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Mass
That's a
Effect
memorable
is
moment as well.
it became more Hollywood as it went along.
Yeah.
Mostly in 3. Just because I don't think they could come up with a way. Like
To blend a soundtrack like Mass Effect 1's into
yeah,
a story so grand in scale.
they wanted
so
to
grandiose
capture
as Mass
the
Effect 3's.
galactic scale,
Yeah.
but couldn't figure out how, so they just went with
I
the.
mean, you still have quite a few of the
There's plenty
quite
of
a
it
few
in that
combat
game.
sections and conversation bits and walking around bits that still have that kind of shit. It's only like the main story beats that have the generic sounding, or not generic sounding, the typical, soundtrack sound that everyone can
Yeah.
to know.
Well, we can actually mention Mass Effect Andromeda
Yeah.
in this because we're talking about Mass Effect now, the new Mass Effect game.
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda soundtrack is
I'm not impressed.
not impressed. No, from what I've played, quite just like it's not like
It's taking
wow.
that level of Hollywood generic to the extreme.
Because now even like the synth thing has got its own generic sect
Mhm.
of just shit that you get now.
Yeah.
And they just sort of
From the first few hours of the game, there's just nothing musically interesting whatsoever.
no, nothing at all. I'm trying to think of anything. There's no like the galaxy map is technically okay, but it's quite like what I've come to expect now
Mm-hmm.
from that kind of thing. That
Yeah.
sound that people are that
Yeah.
it's just being imitated.
It has this problem where it doesn't have an identity, because all that game can do to get any points from anyone is just do the old thing
Do the
again.
old thing, yeah.
Reference old things.
Yeah, that's pretty much how they try and get you to play it. So it's like, oh, get
It's what everything is doing now.
Well, yeah.
Like everyone's too scared to try something crazy and new, so we don't get our Mass Effect 1 soundtracks or Halo soundtracks. All we get now is just fucking generic
worse
shit.
versions of things we liked before.
Yeah, yeah.
And the same goes for like the games as well. Worse
Basically.
versions of things we already liked.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were going into your honourable mentions.
No, I was saying like when I was writing chronologically on my list here, the like next three even are like honorable mention type deals. So, you know, like I wrote like Elite Dangerous because that has some really good ambient shit in it, but we couldn't talk about that. And it's a really long soundtrack, and I don't know any of like the names. I've just listened through it sometimes, or I shuffle it because it's ambient. If you like that, Elite Dangerous, ambient, whatever. Final Fantasy 15 isn't in my like top ones, but it has some really good moments, really well used, really like impressively orchestrated, really impressive. There are some.
It was so refreshing to load that game up and just hear these instantly memorable, like they
Really nice
inspire you in the game to.
A really nice rich string section on the main menu straight away. Just violins. Hell yeah, that's what I want.
There's a certain thing with video games and the way they do music is, if they do it right, the music should be propelling you on. It should be encouraging you to move, go forward. Final Fantasy is one where like you're just like pumped
to go to keep going with the game.
Yeah, because of the music specifically. Like without it, that game, I would not like that game nearly as much.
No, I wouldn't really like many of the games I like near as much about the music. Yeah. So, I just remember another one that I wouldn't mind touching on. I didn't write down, but another soundtrack. But I don't think I'm done with 15 yet. Just want to give a few examples. The one I mentioned from the main menu is called Somnus. If you know, I'm sure you can easily find it. Might even put like a link to every song we mention.
I ain't doing that shit.
Somnus, it's very nice. But then there's one called Apocalypsis Noctis, and it's just this insane, non-stop barrage action, fucking crazy. It is an epic piece. That is it. It is an epic. It's meant to be that.
I don't think there's a more epic piece of music that I've ever heard.
No,
to be honest,
it's because it builds and builds and builds, loops, brings in the start, and then it escalates and then goes back down.
Even Jim, who he doesn't care about that fucking game.
Yeah.
But when I listened to it, I just sent it to Jim. I was like, listen to this. And it's just like, wow.
It's mad. It is actually mad. I don't know how to talk about it.
It's like a controlled madness.
Yeah. And the section of the game, because it's Final Fantasy, you're fighting a giant something each time, because it plays a few times, just with slightly different instrumentation on it each time, just because different enemies or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's fucking ridiculous. That one I would definitely recommend. I mean, anyone that's made it this far, this is going to be pretty long now. Like, GG. I wrote down No Man's Sky in mine.
You can't add anything to
it.
this.
No, you can't add anything to it, but that's another one where there's a lot of really nice ambient stuff in it. Because the soundtrack is 2 discs and 1 disc is ambience, because obviously it was meant to be about exploration and shit, so there had to be ambient bits. And it's really good. 65 Days of Static did a really good job of the soundtrack.
About the band.
Yeah. However, the game's shit. And it's a shame because they did such a good soundtrack, but I think everyone recognizes that anyway. So because it's instantly like, well, that's really good, and it's the only thing that makes me want to play this piece of shit game. But it's not enough because the game sucks.
To the whole topic on fucking good soundtracks and bad media.
Things, yeah. But No Man's Sky also has these really good, I guess, you know, it's like the action pieces, and it's all like, it's just like a drum kit and synth, and that's it. Oh, and I think there is some electric guitar involved, but that's sort of.
I remember hearing at least one on the like the E3 thing.
Yeah, there is, and it's really good. So I would recommend listening to that. If it's usually just like if you're into sci-fi kind of stuff, you'll like it. I'm trying to think what it's called. The one they used in the trailer was called Debutante. Yeah, that's really good. And the soundtrack, I think there's one called Supermoon, which is instantly good. One you actually can add to is Ori and the Blind Forest, because that's a masterpiece.
My fucking jam.
Yeah,
Ori and the Blind Forest. It's got it all. It's got like every type of emotion in there.
Yeah, it does have it all. It's really good. It's like, is there ever a time when they don't use music? There's never like silence in the game, is there? Unless they do it to be intentionally, unnerving or creepy. That's the only time they would use it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really, really well used one. That's one where you're playing the game and you just put the controller down and just say fucking wow.
I could just say to someone, if they're into soundtrack and they want to hear something that's really like nice in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Obviously there are bits there it gets dark because that's the story. Just listen through it in order.
Yeah.
Because it follows the plot, follows the same. It's track. It's listed in the order of like this that it's used in the story. So I just say that I've said to before actually to someone like just listen to it, the whole thing, start to finish. There are some really nice bits in there.
Yeah. And there are like the epic bits as well.
Yeah, there are.
The way it's used is so wonderful in that game.
Yeah. You might make note. Yeah. Too bad. You may notice that can't use too much technical language because I'm not a fucking composer of music. I don't play an instrument, but I try my hardest to talk about it in a way that's not like I'm a fucking retard. Yeah, that's right. I just said retard twice.
And offending all the retards in the audience, Ruben. Well done.
A few stand-up tracks. There's Climbing the Ginzo Tree, which is really good. If just fucking play the game, to be honest.
Yeah. Or just listen to it.
Yeah, or just listen to it. But in order. But Climbing the Ginzo Tree is a stand-up moment, and straight after that, you have The Waters Cleansed, because it's a part of the story. And The Waters Cleansed is really nice. That's like a go-to. And Riding the Winds, another immediately really good one. Because there's lots of different. I mean, I like to just like strings. I like strings in my soundtracks, and obviously you have the quick, like keeping the thing really like oh fuck, this is something's happening here. Like Halo 5 does it quite like a lot actually. Yeah, Halo 5 does that a lot. But then there's also like the really nice slow. I use the word rich because I think that's probably like a pretty good word to describe it. Rich.
Also, very
deep,
rich orchestra.
It's a deep, rich sound that that is conveyed from the violin. I'm saying string section because it isn't just a violin. It's violins, cellos. Yeah. And it's very nice in Riding the Wind. Really, really nice actually. You got anything else to say?
No.
I wrote down Red Dead Redemption, but then I wasn't sure in the end. Because Red Dead has like good bits, but then I just think I don't know if I'd put it in my top ones. Because it's one of those ones that...
It's definitely one that deserves a mention.
Yeah, it deserves a mention, because it is perfect cowboy shit. Like, perfect cowboy shit. There's some really good ones, like Trigonometry, Action. That's... It's a blend of a modern drum kit, but with the guitar twangs everyone's come to know with Western pieces. Or Western sort of sound. So you've got the... I'm trying to hang on. I'm just going to listen. I'm just thinking about it in my head now. Yeah. Really good Trigonometry. Drum kit with electric guitar. Western. Good.
Really good, that one.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Horseplay. It all just sounds... It's all just so right. It's all so
it's perfect
right.
For exactly what it needs to be.
Yeah.
I'm hoping a new one is as good as that one.
And there's... When you're like roaming around, you just get the odd like... That violin sound, and there's like a whistle. I'll have that. Just a quick violin bit. Just a short little, I guess you'd just call it a jingle, wouldn't you? Yeah, or just that. Yeah. God. Really good. But I wasn't prepared to talk about that one because I wasn't like ready to, because I'd forgotten I'd written it down. And then I just saw it on my list and was like, oh fuck. I didn't think of anything for this.
No one's going to disagree with Red Dead Redemption getting a mention.
And the last one I wrote down was Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, I had that one written down.
Because it's well,
is it?
It's actually, you first go on it and you're like, whoa, you're met with this really, because it's what that's a fanfare immediately.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, okay, so you carry on playing, and really there's lots of just nice bits. Nice, cheery, happy bits.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Mario Galaxy. It's ruined Mario for me. In terms of, now it can't not have a score like that. Otherwise,
it can't not be Mario Galaxy, basically, for me. That's all I want.
Like, whenever you play the 2D ones, it's just not the same.
No.
It doesn't have that same just feel to it.
No. Like, sure, there's some, I'm not doubting that, I wouldn't disagree that the 2D ones do have some very good bits.
Yeah,
really
fine.
iconic. Everyone knows them, the original ones and shit, and or
Oh, the
older
originals.
ones.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything after,
But after that,
Mario
like
Galaxy
now, yeah,
1 and 2.
now it's just I don't really give a fuck about it. To be honest, I just can't get into it because I want
whoever's decision that
orchestra.
was.
And they just got their boy Koji Kondo on it.
Yeah.
And he just nailed it. As per
Every
usual.
now and again, when I just want to listen to
Yeah.
an amazing orchestra, you just go and listen
Just go
to
on that, and you put on
was it Gusty Garden?
the Gusty Garden.
That is the one.
There's also the Purple Coin one's pretty good actually. I remember that one. Just the Bowser boss fight music. It's so good. All of it's so good. I'm trying to think. There's other ones that stand out. Like the very first level you do. Is just called the Good Egg Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honeybee, the fucking Honeybee one is pretty good. Honeybee Kingdom or whatever.
It's goofy as well.
It's goofy, but it just made sense for Mario playing it. Like this just makes sense.
The
for Mario to
interesting
be
thing
this
about Mario Galaxy's soundtrack is that it's they're like not even trying to tell a story or anything.
No,
It's
you're just going through a colourful
think about
environment with good music.
Red Dead. The music's trying to convey a certain mood,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Halo is the same thing. It's got the kind of religious vibes to it,
Mm-hmm.
so on and so forth. But when you come to Mario, it's a game about fucking fat plumber who's running around space,
Speaking of fat, sorry, I just
just warping around.
yeah.
So it's like,
But it just works.
yeah,
it just
it
makes
weirdly
sense.
works.
I
wonderfully
suppose
well.
it's like because Mario has like a really good. The games always have a really good grasp of level design,
Mm-hmm.
and that's deep and rich, and they always make it look really nice.
Yeah.
So the color immediately is there, and the
Mhm.
environment's immediately there. So then why not just have music to complement that
Yeah.
straight away? And immediately you have this. I know everything about the vibe of this whole level. Straight everything. You got every feeling.
Yeah.
That if you heard the music, you'd be like, oh, I know what this
In
would
about
be.
10
If
seconds.
you saw the environment, you'd be like, oh, I know what the music would be.
Yeah.
But then they just did both.
In mere seconds of landing in a level in that game, you just get it. You know exactly what's
What's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame because I wish I could like just play it and listen to it and say, oh, there's this bit, but obviously we can't because
Yeah.
you just can't,
Mm-hmm.
which is a shame.
The thing about music on YouTube is
Especially Nintendo.
it just gets
recognized
and
even if you're not using it.
even if you're not
ridiculous.
monetizing it,
You're not even
they can
monetizing
just
it.
take the audio away.
Yeah.
That's happened to me before. Really annoying.
Fucking ridiculous because I just hate how they assume like, oh, I used it for 5 seconds. I must be using it to make money. That's the
Mhm.
only thing anyone's watching this video for is
Yeah.
that song. Not because I just quickly mentioned
Not because
it.
people love it and they want to promote it.
Yeah,
get
or
more-
not because
get more
the
ears on
people
it.
watching it. You know, like it's an hour-long video and you use it for 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you can't make money on the rest of the video even though you use it for 7 seconds because the only reason you made any money on the video is because of this song. Tangent there. Not actually about soundtrack. Gone over 45 minutes,
There is one that needs mentioning though.
which I probably didn't write down because I just couldn't. I couldn't.
The Last of Us.
See, I thought about it, but then I just didn't in the end. I didn't write it down.
You didn't.
I didn't write it down. I thought, well, that's because at first I was just doing my top 5. And then I decided, no, I don't know if I could put... I'm not sure if it is.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones I have to be in the right mood for as well. It's one of those ones I have to really
It's really
be in a mood.
fitting for because it's quite lonely and minimal.
Yeah, it is. It's it's desolate
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
Yeah.
That's
a really
like
good
not
one.
even like it's abandoned. It has this feeling of abandonment, which the game has, because
Mhm.
everywhere you go is completely fucking deserted.
Yeah.
Everywhere,
Yeah.
and the music reflects that.
Yeah, it captured the atmosphere and the mood really well. And the
I'm just
emotion
running through
too.
it, yeah, I'm just running through the game in my head now, like the different bits and the different like bits of music that he used.
And that's one that I keep using this word identity because that
It
one
has
does
it.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because it didn't take the easy way. It didn't go for whatever the Walking Dead does. I can't even remember, and that's kind of a testament to it.
Incompetent as a TV show.
See, I can't even remember how The Walking Dead uses music particularly because it's
To be
just
fair,
so.
because I only remember the opening theme, just because it's quick. It's just quick violins.
But the music's not like that in the actual show.
I don't
when
know
they're
what
doing
music's
anything.
like in the show at all. I've not got any idea.
Yeah.
Because
when you've seen seasons of it and you can't remember anything.
It's so
That's my
fucking
point.
forgettable.
That's my point. It's anything but forgettable the way they use music in The Last of Us.
No. Everything's. Well, it's gonna go down as one of like just the best of the best movies. The best
Faux show.
Super. So The Last of Us, acoustic guitar the whole way.
One of my faves.
I'm trying to think if there's actually any other instrument in it other than acoustic guitar. Oh, sometimes you get some drums, but only
The odd drum.
only in like action sequences.
This is what I'm saying about the minimal thing.
It's just an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar.
Yeah.
And the way it was made, either you were talking about it or Jamie was talking
It was
about
me.
it.
I watched a documentary on it.
They just concept art, make music that fits this art.
Yeah, it was. They just
played.
showed him the concept art, and then he just went off.
Yeah,
for a while.
Gustavo Santaolalla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, might be fucking.
He's one of those
horribly.
really out there dudes. Like he just sets up these weird things so he can plug in an electric guitar wherever he is. Like he's got one in like the bathroom and shit, so we can just go in there and.
So
the way
everywhere
he
he's going, everywhere he has to be, and he's thinking, he's like, oh
yeah. So he can just toy and play.
Well, I remember Martin O'Donnell, Marty, whatever, was talking about. He thought of the Halo theme or whatever, but he was in the car.
He just hummed it, didn't
and he was humming it, yeah, and he hummed it the whole way so he wouldn't forget it, so he wouldn't fuck it, he wouldn't just forget what he was doing. My mum was just someone we know has given birth. Just
congratulations, woman.
Congratulations to a woman that I know. I'll send her this.
Yeah, she has to watch all of it though.
Yeah,
can't just skip it to this bit.
I'll tell her somewhere in the video. I say something. So yeah,
honorable mentions time.
I mean, I ran over mine very quickly. Unless there's any,
I have a few.
Yeah, unless there's any I could think of, because on my list I hadn't decided how I was doing it at the time.
You'll probably agree with some of these.
I mean, I'm gonna scroll through soundtrack on my genres now on the phone.
Minecraft.
Yeah, shit. I wanted to talk about that earlier. Minecraft, Volume 1 and 2.
Funny Minecraft, funny.
No, but really, really good. C418 or C418, I always called him.
Mm-hmm.
Really just fucking knows how to make music.
Yep.
For that kind of thing. And considering that's another one. There's no moment.
No.
Because it's a procedurally generated game. And there's just this music. And the music just, like, when it happens, it's like, this fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good, actually, the Minecraft music.
Despite the funny
Minecraft memes.
Shit, like it actually is really good.
It's really excellent. It's actually one of my like go-to for if I want to listen to quiet, relaxing, but maybe a bit work-oriented. Maybe if it's just casual writing shit, I would probably listen to that. And yeah, I used to do that actually when I had to write essays and shit. I'm trying to think if there's any that I would recommend someone goes to immediately if they wanted to know why I say it's so good. Because there's actually there are some very electronic synthy elements to that. Not like the moody Mass Effect synth. It's quite plucky, happy, upbeat kind of sounding. I guess it is just electronic, isn't it? But Minecraft Volume Beta, or just Minecraft, or C418 if you just search that. Aria Math, that was one of the ones that was one that stood out a lot from Volume Beta, and what made me actually listen to the rest of it. Because before that, I just kind of thought it wouldn't be that special, but it was. I did just think, I was just scrolling then. I mean, in fairness to Jesper Kid, Assassin's Creed 2 soundtrack's actually like good. Yeah,
I disagree.
Yeah, it is good. Everyone knows it though. Everyone knows Assassin's Creed 2 soundtrack. So. Yeah, like Venice Rooftops and shit like that. Everyone knows it.
Bastion, it's a good one.
I just went past it and then forgot about that. Bastion is good. I don't have as much to say about it because I haven't listened to much of it. Listened to a few though. I like is it Bryn the Breaker?
Probably.
This one that's like
yeah. That's one that has a really memorable score.
Yeah, I haven't played it though. I just know a bit of it. Now I'm just quickly looking as well because I don't want to forget anything that's good.
My only other shout out is Fez.
Yeah, Fez's one is really nice. It was weird. I mean, I don't know too much from Fez. But that's another one. It's just an electronic.
Yep.
One. It's really good. It's really there's a special edition one with 2 discs and there's just fucking loads on it. It's ridiculous actually, quite how long it is. Because Disaster Piece, did he do it, the soundtrack, or was he just a part of just did a few remixes? I can't remember now.
I can't remember either.
Never mind. But Disaster Piece is good.
He is good. He said thank you to me when I bought his score for It Follows.
Oh yeah.
Off Bandcamp. He sent me a message. Thought that was pretty cool.
Were you like generous with the amount, because you can decide, can't you, how much you want to give, or did he not?
I think I just gave the amount an album costs.
Yeah. That's right. Dead Space 3. We were playing it again recently. It's actually got some really good bits. It's well used. I guess one of those well used.
Yeah, it's very Alien inspired.
Yeah. But having not played the game in years and only just starting it again recently, I can't recall too much. I'm just, as I'm playing, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. This is good. Destiny actually had some. That's just
anything Marty O'Donnell.
Yeah, anything Marty O'Donnell touches, and even after he left, the people that were left, Michael Salvatore, C. Paul Johnson.
He never got any of the credit, did he?
No, Michael never. Yeah, Michael never really did. Marty and Mikey, but still knows exactly.
It's like Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. No one's talking about Atticus. Are they?
Everyone's talking about Trent. Yeah, but we can talk about that on films. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. When I was playing it, I kept thinking, wow, this is a good synth score, because there's lots of good ambient bits, and there's also lots of really good combat music or stealth action music. So it's used in that same way Batman does it, where as the intensity picks up,
and builds.
as you're taking people out, as things are getting a bit more like, whoa, what's going to happen here? The music builds and builds and builds, and then it ends on the final one and it stops. I don't think we can talk about much more because we're nearly at a fucking hour. We need to stop.
Let's go 30 minutes.
Yeah, next time, 30 minutes. Faster Than Light. No, this is the last one. Faster Than Light. Really good, that. Electronic, exploration, spacey, sci-fi, nice synth feel. This fucking
truly epic.
Next week, we're going to talk about films.
Well, go onto the Reddit page and leave us a thumbs up.
Yeah, the Reddit page that will be set up by then.
Yeah, better be.
I fucking hope so.
Better be, mate. Just leave whatever.
Yeah.
Your feedback.
Camera
basically.
stopped there, so that'll be the end of the video. Any final words, Alex?